This is lovely, isn't it? Good evening. My name is Ralph, and I'm here to see if I've inherited my dad's sense of humour, but more importantly to raise money for charity and for Florida and Reynolds. Now, my dad, Victor, had a very good sense of humour, and if he liked you, he would take the piss out of you, and that was one of the many ways he would show his affection. And sadly, my dad passed away nearly 3 years ago now, and no one prepares you for the business side of grief. And I've come to realise that the death industry operates very much like high-end hospitality. So as you can imagine, we booked our appointment at the funeral directors. We arrived, we rang the doorbell, and the woman who opened the door, she was so pale, I thought it was one of the corpses from the back that had changed their mind. You know, eternity wasn't for her. And it turns out it was our representative, Paula. Now, Paula clearly thought that she was talking in a gentle, empathetic, lovely little voice. But the fact was, she sounded more like Paula from accounts who smoked 40 a day for the last 40 years. Sorry, real us. Now, I was going to say Paula was a bit of a wet blanket, but a wet blanket, even a wet blanket, it has a bit of weight. Paula was more like a wet tea bag, damp, drippy, and completely useless. And when we arrived, the first thing she said, "Do you have a reservation?" Like we turned up at some Michelin-star restaurant without a booking. I said, "Yes, a booking of 5, please. But I do believe that one of our party is already here." She showed us to our seats, and she gave us a glossy brochure, which was essentially a menu. She went through the specials and the promotions of the day, and just reminded us it was 2 for 1 on pallbearers. And with that, she said, "I'll give you a few minutes," and off she went. So we went in there with the idea of a simple, dignified, and understated send-off for Dad. And she came back and was like, "What would you like?" And I said to her, "I'm kind of thinking the set menu from the flame grilled section." So at first we settled on a mahogany coffin. Paula, good choice. All of our mahogany is locally sourced. Paula, we're choosing a coffin, not a bunch of organic broccoli. And perhaps you could pair that with a gold or silver or perhaps a brass handle, like we were selecting a fine wine. And with that, Paula transformed. She went from a drippy tea bag to what I can only describe as a pushy, double glazing saleswoman who's going to meet all of her targets today. Now, would Victor like some memory drawers? Memory drawers? What's he going to do? Put his spare pants and socks in? It's hardly simple. And would Victor like some Dover's release? How about 89? One to represent every year of his life. What, bird shit raining down on everyone, like confetti at a wedding? And would Victor like some personalised coffin art? What, some vinyl wrap with the Mona Lisa on the inside lid of his coffin and some Ghost Faster stripes down the side like a Formula 1 car? And if I'd known we had all these questions for Victor, I would have bought a clairvoyant. Now, Paula made it seem that if we didn't have all of these things, it would be a reflection on how much we loved Dad. And the more we had, the more people would see how much Dad was loved. So, after adding all these little extras, we had ended up booking a state funeral. Complete with 4 military guard, 21 gun salute, and a fly past by the Red Arrows. Now, Paula said, "I'll be back in a minute." Off she went. And when she came back and put on the table a beautiful leather wallet. "That's for you." And I thought, "Ah, how lovely. A free gift?" No, not a free gift, the bill. And we did all that whole bill ritual paying things like, "I'll get this, no, I'll get this, no, I'll get this one, I'll get the next one, the next one." So, with that, we opened the bill. We look at the bill, we look at each other. We look at the bill, we look at each other. We look at the bill. Look at each other. £162 million. And I just thought, we're going to have to split it. And it was the most expensive barbecue we'd ever taken my dad to. Thank you very much.